Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen, it's your host again, Shane Guilford, and you've joined us for round 8 of the British Touring Car Championship for 2023, hosted by Entertainment Park and yours truly, SimHaus. Tonight we're at Kyalami, track we haven't been to for a long time. Very excited about this one. It's going to be plenty of action, plenty of passing manoeuvres, plenty of opportunity to get up the front. We've got a mixed bag in drivers tonight and all over the world, so we'll introduce you in a second. Thanks to Interflow Plumbing, our sponsor. There's $100 prize money for the top 3, $50 going to the winner, $30 going to second, and $20 for third place for the round. Okay, so we've got 5 7-lap races, and it's going to be grueling laps as well. So ending about 12 minutes each. 4.5 kilometers round this circuit. As you can see, the boys are going to be on the whole time. Only one little straight to think about, but you're going to have the rest of the field breathing down the back of the neck, trying to get that spot from you. So let's get on track. Let's see who's at the top after 5 minutes of quali. It's Braden Pritchard. No, it's our Brazilian Pedro Gomez in P1 at the moment. Braden back in P5. He was top of practice, so let's see if he can nail an actual lap as he moves up into P3 after one lap. He's going to come in the pits, get a fresh set of boots on and get back up out there. Make sure he finishes that second lap before the end of the qualifier session. So I've got Pedro is in the Subaru Levorg. We don't have Vlad Tokarev with us tonight. We usually see him, our only Subaru, but in his absence, Pedro from Brazil is taking that seat. Eric Chandra, our Indonesian friend for HM Engineering, currently in P2 at the moment. Only 1/100 that's behind Pedro at the moment. Then it's Braden Pritchard. Actually, I'll go to the season standings before tonight's racing, just to show you who's who and who to look out for. As I said before, Vlad's won't be here tonight, so he's going to lose some points, but he'll be able to drop that over the course of the season. So Braden Pritchard will be here tonight. He'll want to maximise that advantage and bank another 20 points, which he took out last round at Barbagallo. Third in the championship, moving up a spot, was Eric Chandra from Indonesia in 98 points. Matthew Pritchard was solid, but he's not here tonight, so he's probably going to drop through as Scott Flack is back in, and again wanting to maximise finishing in the top 3. Jason Brooks not here from Phillip Island. Frederick Sarkis is here. He's been pretty quick through practice, so let's see how many points he can climb up. And his cousin James Sarkis right behind him. Only a point difference there in the championship. Then we've got Jamie Walker, who's not here tonight. So a few people down. I know at Entertainment Park here with our 4Motion simulators, we've had a few people pull out. We've had a major thunderstorm and hailstorm, so maybe that's held them at bay. But our Queensland Troy Jaslowski is here, and he may find himself further up the championship as we go back to the timing. 2 minutes to go. It's still Pedro Gomez out in front. Eric Chandra second. Braden Pritchard slipping down in 5 now. Maybe he's not cutting the track, but if you make a mistake and you come off the circuit, you won't be banking a clean lap and therefore giving us a qualify lap to sort the grid out. Big shout out to our mate David Baker watching us from home. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this around. We've got 1.5 minutes left in the session. And it's Braden Pritchard trying to get up the front, but he slipped down another one as Frederick Sarkis, or James Sarkis, moves up as well. So I know the Sarkis cousins are enjoying this class a lot, especially the car itself. They've been racing in the V8 season as well. If you're interested, all our details are in the description. Just register by joining the Discord and filling out the registration forms and get on board for the next race. And you'll find out where that is at the end of tonight's round at Kyalami. Very beautifully presented Kyalami circuit. And if you want the track, that link is in the description as well, as well as the cars that we use. Every race that we have, we always provide the car and track if it's available. Okay, so there's only 30 seconds to go. Braden Pritchard's got one hot lap to go. Can he get up? Yes, he does. He moves up into P3. And that was with a 148.983. Kenny banked 2 in a row. No fuel is used here tonight, so the boys can dump pretty much their full fuel tank. These are just short races. We want to get them out and racing. We do invite new drivers to join us. And we definitely support the grassroots of racing. Oh, he's pushed that hard, and that nullifies that lap. So we'll just see who's still out there. Scott Flack is out there. Can he move himself up in from P4? No, he stays in P4. Who else have we got? Sarkis is on a hot lap. We'll see if he's on any special sectors there. He's on fastest opening sector so far, so if he continues this, he'll find himself up the front. Currently in P5 at the moment on the grid. Oh, and he's pulled out of that one, so not too sure what happened there. He was on a flyer, but looks like everyone's in the pits now. Frederick Sarkis is the last one on track. And he too is a flying opening sector with a personal best in the middle sector. So it looks like he's taken a huge chunk out of his time so far. Sliding it in, he's gone wide. Will that create a track violation? He's on a fly here. Frederick Sarkis crossing the line, currently in P6. What can he do? Moves up into P3. Great effort there. Personal best in the final sector. So he'll be starting on P3. Let's go to the qualifying results now. And it's Pedro Gomez. Too strong early on out front. He'll be starting on pole ahead of Eric Chandra. Frederick Sarkis, as we saw, moving up into P3. And next to Braden Pritchard. Then third row will be Scott Flack, James Sarkis. Then Luke Tolhurst, Troy Jaslowski, and our newbie Phil Whiteman. Not newbie to our factor, but newbie to our league. So we welcome him along and hope he does well throughout tonight's racing. Okay, so quick commercial break and we'll be back for race 1. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. We've got 1 minute to grid up, and here's the grid for race 1. Pedro Gomez on pole, Eric Chandra on 2. Second row will be Frederick Sarkis, Braden Pritchard next to him. Scott Flack on the third row with James Sarkis and Luke Tolhurst, Troy Jaslowski from Queensland, and Phil Whiteman starting in P9. Okay. So we'll start to hear the revs rise any second now. And it's race 1 of 5, 7 laps. Who's it going to be? I see the grid lining up there now for the first race. Very nervous. So as expected, the Lavore getting away nice and cleanly there. Pedro Gomez building up a lead there, and that's Frederick Sarkis up the inside of Eric Chandra. James Sarkis coming right round the outside there. Braden Pritchard up in the middle. That's P5 there. Luke Toho is sliding in the 6 with Scott Flack. Troy Jaslowski sliding right down the back there. Not sure what happened there. We'll go up the front. Pedro leading him out for lap 1. Looks like Chandra slotting in a second. Sarkis in third at the moment. On board with Frederick Sarkis now chasing down Eric Chandra from Indonesia. Using all of the curb, getting the power down. Pulling in early just to get that inside ripple. Then it's full noise all the way up. You can watch the accelerator and brake pedal down the bottom right hand corner and see what gears they're using. Up the inside, Frederick Sarkis, will he make it stick? Eric's got a lot more momentum around the outside. They all slide in. Braden Pritchard up in a 4th place ahead of James Sarkis. On board with Braden Pritchard now, P4. Look at, he's got the whole field in front of him. Just got to look after those tyres. The front wheel drives are really burning them up halfway through the race. So maybe the Subaru is going to pull away from about lap 4 onwards. But for now, we're all together with good tyre wear. Down the straight, it's a battle for P3 at the moment. Chandra leading him in P3, but he's got Sarkis and Pritchard. Sarkis has got to make a move. Chandra on the inside, Sarkis going on the outside. Where's Braden going to go? He's got a slot in there. Sarkis going right round the outside, back on track just in time for the switch. And here comes tight left-hander. So Pedro doing a great job, still out in front with half a second. You can see the whole pack still together as we go through. James Sarkis in P5, Scott Flack in 6. Tolhurst just trailing there in the pink car further back. But the battle's up the front. Pedro needs to stretch this. He's stretched it out to 0.6 of a second. Chandra taking a nice tight line there, getting a better exit, getting a bit of a gap. So now it's Pritchard putting pressure on Sarkis. Up the inside, he's locked up the brakes. Can he get it pulled up? Sarkis is going to make him work for it. Pritchard's on with Frederick Sarkis. You can see Braden Pritchard just ahead, going around the outside. Can he make it stick? He's got to switch back on the inside, but he doesn't have enough. That's given a lot of time to Braden now, a bit of breathing space, but his cousin James is moving up behind him as well now. Coming round for lap 3, quite a long lap, 1 minute 50. Pedro posting the fastest lap of the race now with a 1:48.5. Eric behind him with a 1:48.8 on that lap. Oh, you can see Frederick really just burning those tyres now. He's gone out hard early. Now he's under fire from his cousin James, but Braden's now on the back of Eric Chandra. So I've got two little battles here. Chandra defending against Pritchard and James trying to get up the inside of Frederick Sarkis, and that's going to open it up for Scott Flack to come up behind. Oh, James taking the inside and squeezing out, managed to keep it under control, just a slot in between the two. Scott Flack from SimHaus Racing trying to capitalise on any mistakes that they make here. We saw James Sarkis locking up. Up in a 6th gear, Scott Flack through the bend. He's got to brake early. Look at him looking after the tyres there. And there it goes. Easy mistake to make. James just out-braking himself there. Scott moving up into P5. Braden still putting pressure now on Eric Chandra. Pedro Gomez starting to stretch that lead now out to 1.9 seconds. The Subaru Levorg very strong here at Kyalami in South Africa. Who else have we got? Phil Whiteman moving up into P7. Overtaking Luke Tolhurst, racing from Entertainment Park. We've got driver cam on board with Luke Tolhurst. This is live at Entertainment Park here in Bankstown on a full motion simulator, triple 43-inch screens. Phil Whiteman just going wide there, you can see, giving Luke plenty of opportunity to catch back up. Back up the front, Pedro doing a great job. That's the gap he's pulled out now. Eric's starting to stretch his little gap to Braden Pritchard in P3. And we've got Sarkis and Flack down our closest run so far. So Frederick, Scott's just going to drive his own line and eventually make sure he hits his marks each time. Don't give anything away to the position behind him. But he's going to look in that revision mirror going, what can I do to shake this guy behind me? Flack just braking wide, and there it is. That's the mistake. And that's 2 for 2. He's made a position in the same corner. I think he's learnt from the Fox there. Beautiful life lesson for Scott Flack at that corner on this track. And Scott Flack up in a P4 now. And he's gapped him quite a fair bit. So the Sarkis cousins are back together again, but we'll go up front. Braden Pritchard in P3, and that's Chandra in front. It's all about tyre conservation and nutrition. Because Gomez stretching that lead out now to 2.8 seconds. I think he says he gets up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to race with us all the way from Brazil. So he's definitely going to be worthwhile. As he's out in front, unbothered, untouched. Hopefully he doesn't make any mistakes and fall back into the clutches of Chandra and Pritchard. It looks like the Sarkis cousins, our closest battle on track at the moment. Sarkis taking that inside line to really keep the top speed. Up the hill they go into a blind left-hander. Frederick just blocking that hole. James trying to take the late move on the inside, but Frederick too aware of that. On board, James Sarkis chasing down Frederick. They both lost positions in this. Look at them locking up. They're braking way too early. Too late, I should say. And their tyres would be suffering at this point. James getting a better line through there, taking a tight line on the exit, getting on the power early, maximising that exit speed. And he gained a some time on his cousin Frederick just in front. Oh, up the inside he goes. Will he make it stick? Frederick's cut the inside to shorten the exit and distract him, lowering the speed of his exit. He's managed to hold at this. You see James working really hard to watch him up the inside here, but Frederick's blocked it. He'll have to go wide and get on the inside and get on the gas early. Oh, Frederick just gone wide there. Will he get up on the inside? It's side by side through the dog leg. We're on lap 6 or 7, race 1, and it's still Pedro out in front. Go to Pedro, P1 at the moment. That gap now to 5 seconds. Eric Chandler got a 4-second gap, and it looks like Scott Flack's closing in on Braden Pritchard. So watch this towards the end. The gap's 1.2 seconds. This is the last lap. So he's got 1 lap to do it. Still got the Sarkis cousins and James getting it done. And here comes Phil Whiteman in P7. Coming strong towards the end of the race here. Whiteman's fastest lap's at 1:52. Although he's put 3 seconds on Frederick Sarkis just on that last lap alone. But we'll go to Pedro for the last lap, maximising and instilling plenty of control in the Subaru Levorg. Rear-wheel drive. Still lapping in the 149s. Chandra in P2 lapping in the 150s. Braden Pritchard making a mistake with a 153. We'll see if Scott Flack's right on. There he is. He's right on now. He's got half a lap to get the job done. Will he make the same move as he did with both the Sarkises? Will he be patient? Keep an eye on this one. Braden's very strong in defending. Oh, he's bright. Just balked Scott Flack there on the exit. Pedro's got a couple of corners to go before he claims race 1. This is the corner. Can Braden overshoot it and allow Scott Flack through? No, he's played the smart game, so it's not there. But here comes Pedro Gomez to take the checkered flag. He's happy about that one. Congratulations, Eric Chandra second. Now it's a battle with Braden Pritchard, Scott Flack. Scott Flack just off the beat there. So it's Pritchard in 3, Flack 4. And it's a 3-way battle now for P5. That's going to be James Sarkis, Frederick Sarkis and Phil Whiteman in that order. And then P8 coming around is Luke Tolhurst. Crossing the line there, Troy Cieslowski. Coming over the line now. Okay, so race 1 results is Pedro Grilles Gomez in P1 from Brazil, Eric Chandra from Indonesia in P2, Braden Pritchard, the best of the Aussies, ahead of Scott Flack. James Sarkis getting the job done on his cousin Frederick Sarkis. And then Phil Whiteman in P7, Luke Tolhurst 8, and Troy Cieslowski your top 9. Okay, so that means we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll return after these messages.
Entertainment Park has so much to it.
And we are proud to announce that we have joined forces with this incredible place. They've got simulation cars.
You can choose your own car like a Formula One.
Or V8 supercars. And you can choose your own track. I love the mountain. I'm king of the mountain. Not Mount Jewett, Mount Panorama.
Plus, there's an incredible go-kart track. No fumes, no smell.
And it's got a booster button too.
These booster buttons, unlike a video game, they're real. I'll catch you. Beat your fastest lap. Challenge your friends.
Have a feed at the cafe with an unbelievable menu. What? Dessert, coffee, and of course, a fully licensed bar.
10-pin bowling, video games, skills testers, laughs, play area, chill out areas and lounges, DJs and fun music.
It's safe, friendly, and plenty of parking. But some people drive to the city for that.
That's stupid.
Book now at entertainmentpark.com.au. Not just for kids.
The mountain, the speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000, and now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each oak barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia. The speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000, and now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each oak barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia.
Okay, welcome back. Race 2, we're ready to go. Boys have had a quick pit stop. And it's reverse grid for race 2. Troy Cieslowski on the front. Next to him, Luke Tolhurst. Bill Whiteman, Frederick Sarkis on your second row. James Sarkis, Scott Flack, third row. Fourth row, Braden Pritchard, Eric Chandra. And at the back will be race 1's winner, Pedro Gomez. Let's see how they go for race 2. Away they go. Luke not getting a bad start there. Troy coming back now. Pedro in the Subaru getting a great jump. It's 4 wide, 5 wide. Everyone's getting nervous. They want the track position. It all bottlenecks into turn 1, but boys doing a great job. Oh, Frederick just getting a bit taily there. Oh, a bit of a bump for Tolhurst. Just going wide there, taking James with him. Pedro right round the outside there. Playing it safe. James a bit squirrely. And Scott Flack just playing it safe for race 2. Just staying out of all the trouble. The boys have held good throughout, so there's no gains. Easy track position for them as Braden Pritchard makes it up the front. Frederick Sarkis, Eric Chandra. Frederick Sarkis is going to protect the inside line. He doesn't need to. Chandra up there. Troy Jaslowski in P4 at the moment. Pedro and then Tolhurst. James Sarkis behind them. And then it's Scott Flack, Phil Whiteman falling to the back. But that's okay. He's just taking it easy. Oh, Frederick Sarkis almost got the inside there. 2 different lines. It's quite an odd corner, to be honest. You have to brake early and you have to take it blind. Chandra almost taking the back out of Frederick Sarkis there, but it's all good as we round the end of the first lap here. Cars all over the circuit at the moment. Tolhurst trying to take a tighter line. So there's a couple of mistakes further back. We go under the bridge now for lap 2. Chandra's going to pull out, but that's a big move. He's shown his cards too early. And Sarkis closes the hole. He's inviting him to go wide because Chandra wants the inside, because he knows if he gets inside for this next left-hander up the top of the hill here. But Frederick hedging his bets by taking half the track there, not allowing Chandra to take any of the lines. Pedro by himself. Now we can see Chandra still trying to get around Frederick Sarkis. Further back it's James Sarkis moves up on Tolhurst. Scott Flack got a bit of work to do. It's a long race on these tyres. It's track temps 50 degrees and the front wheel drive cars are absolutely melting the front tyres, the front 2 tyres, so they're really struggling, they said, towards the end of the first race there. Troy Jaslowski in P5, defending against James Sarkis, Tolhurst and Scott Flack. The front's starting to stretch out now. The top 3 got a bit of a gap. Braden starting to run away with it, taking a tighter line, taking that inside. Track sort of opens up but doesn't. So really odd corner. It's a really odd feeling corner. As I was saying before, it's a blind right-hander, and if you miss your braking zone completely, it's way too late to get it back. But at least their runoff is all concrete, so you're not stuck in the sand trap at all as they come through for start of the lap 3. Braden Pritchard, fastest lap of the race so far. And that's with a 1:55.27, just ahead of Eric Chandra with a 1:50.551. So he's moved up into P2 now. Sarkis slots into 3. Sarkis has just got to save it to the end, but here comes Pedro. Pedro moving up into 3 at the expense of Frederick Sarkis. James Sarkis still just ahead of Luke Tolhurst here. And Troy Jaslowski slipping down the field in P7. Scott Flack going to be the next one to take that position. On the inside, it's going to be a drag race. We're watching Troy at the back of Troy Jaslowski now defending Scott Flack. Oh, nice move from Jaslowski. Will he get the inside job? Oh, Troy just coming around. Tolhurst up in the foreground. Now it's a four-way battle. And this is for P5, so Scott Flack's got to move up on Jaslowski. He's gone wide. Will he get the braking? Up on the inside there. Troy very strong on the braking. Comes across as well. So it's James and Luke battling it out in the pink and yellow. Then it's the white and blue behind. And Phil Whiteman further back in P9 at the moment. So Braden out front now falling to Eric Chandra. I think he's done his tyres and now he's just got to nurse it for the next 3 laps. And this is what I said before. The first half of the race, the front wheelers are going to be strong, but come towards the end, if they haven't saved any tyres or kept the temps down, then they're really going to struggle towards the end here. And being out in front, you want to defend as hard as you can. Braden finishing 3rd place last race. And he's got the winner in 2nd place right behind him. Pedro up the inside of Chandler. There's not much he can do here. Oh, Braden's got to stay on the inside. Just let Pedro work around him. That's what he's done. He's blocked the exit. We'll see if Chandler's making any headway there, as we can see Chandler in the revision mirror of Pedro Gomez. So Frederick Sarkis still trying to stay with this group as the front 3 now are battling it out. This is for the lead of the race. Pedro's going inside early, showing him Braden can't do much about that. He's didn't block it straight away, but he's trying to cross over. But he's opened it up for Eric Chandra. Now it's shoulder barging all the way up. But Braden's got the inside line. Pedro's starting to stretch out now. He's got to the front and off he goes. The Subaru is very strong at this circuit here at Kyalami. Oh, he's just gone wide there. But he hasn't given any time away to the 2 boys behind because they're too occupied battling it out. Oh, Chandra coming up the inside. Will he get the drive and get the inside line on this next one? Oh, it's very tight here. Brain just losing momentum. And here comes Frederick Sarkis taking the both of them now. Chandra just getting distracted. He had a lot more momentum on Pritchard but didn't go around him. I'm not sure if Braden blocked the run there. He managed to hold a position but give away the position of Frederick Sarkis, who's starting to get used to the front wheel drive in South Africa here. Chandra going wide, trying to get a better run. Sarkis going very, very wide, and the battle behind's ensuing as well. With James Sarkis now, it's Scott Flack behind James Sarkis. Exciting stuff here. There's battles all over the circuit now. This is a 4-way still, but different order. And we've got a 3-way up the front. So there's your top 7. Let's see if we can see James on the inside. Yes, we can. Better on braking. Will Scott go on the inside or James block it? He should go up the inside here. But again, James blocking half and half. Not taking the ideal driving line, but he's protected that inside line from Flack, who's getting a better run on here. Trying to get on the gas as early as he can. Braking early, wants to come across on the inside, allowing James to go out, get the power down, trying to get up the inside, but James is going to hold that. Nicely done from James, protecting that line, but the race is still on. So Braden still protecting against Chandra, and Frederick still out in P2. Gomez running away with it now with a 5.5 second lead, not having to battle anyone or change his driving. Oh! Frederick Sarkis overbroke and allowed Braden to come up on the inside. Now it's a two-way, again shoulder charging through this corner here. Oh, look at this. This is great racing here. If these two keep bumping, Chandra's going to come around both of them, and that's how... Well, they managed to hold. I don't know how they stayed there. We'll just watch this battle down the main straight. Oh, look at this. How did they survive that? I really don't know. Props to them. Okay, back live now. Braden Pritchard out in P2. Then it's Sarkis, Chandra trying everything. Oh, Sarkis is going to lose it. Won't be able to pull it up in time. Chandra takes a position. Sarkis, can he get back on before his cousin James and Scott come through? That'll be the next battle. We're on the last lap, so there's not much more not much more time to get the job completed here, as Pedro's way out in front, dominating race 2. Then it's Braden, P2, Chandra, Sarkis. Oh, under pressure from James and Scott now. Oh, this is going to be tight towards the end, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stay tuned. Oh, not... Well, any moves here? Scott on the inside, up he goes. Getting the position from James, but we must show Pedro race 2 for 2. As Braden Pritchard. Oh, looks like they're going to... Chandra may get the... Oh, it's side by side. Who's going to get it across the line? As Pritchard... No, it's Chandra then. Pritchard, what about the rest of them? Then it's Frederick Sarkis, Scott Flack, James Sarkis, Luke Tolhurst coming through. Troy Cieslowski, Phil Whiteman retiring earlier on in that. So race 2 results. It's Pedro Gomez 2 for 2. Braden Pritchard takes P2. I don't know how he did that. Eric Chandra side by side on the line. Frederick Sarkis. Then it was Scott Flack, James Sarkis, Luke Tolhurst. Then it was Troy Cieslowski. Phil Whiteman, your top 9. Okay, so straight into race 3. We're going to get to it straight after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned.
mountain. The speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000. And now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each oak barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia.
Okay, welcome back. Race 3. Boys are gridding up once again. Random grid this time. Scott Flack will be on pole. Phil Whiteman will be on the front row next to him. Pedro in P3. He's taken 2 for 2. Can anyone beat him in the Subaru? Here we go. Oh, Subaru too strong off the line, getting the jump on everyone. Around he goes. James Sarkis improving on that position as well. Oh, look at that. Crew getting straight into the bottleneck. Will they survive the exit of this one? It tightens up with the right left. They're all through so far. Fantastic job, boys. Well done. It's Pedro out in front, Scott Flack in P2, Frederick Sarkis and James Sarkis, your next two behind. Then Braden Pritchard with a bit of work to do, so too Eric Chandra. But they start at the back of the grid with the random selection there. Luke Tolhurst back in P7 at the moment. Oh, Pedro's got a lot of company. Scott Flack keeping him honest out the front. They fly down the left sweeper. They're going to break early, but they don't really want to unless the rest of the crew are going to break with him. Otherwise, he's going to feel like he's given up track space to the rest. Pedro out in front, but the battle's back here. Luke Tolhurst just spinning on, getting caught up on that that curb there, falling towards the back. Watch Luke Tolhurst chasing hard. Oh, he's just jumped it and he's lost it. Just clipped the grass. That was just enough. All right, back out in front now. Still Pedro, Flack, Frederick Sarkis, James Sarkis, and then it's Braden Pritchard trying to cut through the field here. Braden chasing down James, going deeper. Braden going for the run on the exit and he gets the inside. Nice. Nicely done. Eric Chandra wants to follow and make that 2 spots. But it's going to be 3 wide. That's not going to go. Oh. So just see what happened there with Chandra. Trying to make it 3 wide, but I think he backs out of it. But just a combination of touches and we're back. Alright, so back live now. Chandra down into P8. Braden still in 5, and James Sarkis, where's he? He manages to stay in P4. Okay, so Flack in P2 there, just taking that position. In P2, Frederick Sarkis there, starting to pull away from the rest of the pack now. They've got to really look after the tyres if they're going to stay and collect the top 3. Gomez just posting the fastest lap of the race now. That's 1:49 flat. That's almost quali lap times there. Okay, Phil Whiteman started on P2 in P6. Still getting used to these cars and how they work, and the attrition of the tyre wear. Very important to know and understand. The rest of the boys racing have been with us all year long. We're in round 8. So there's a lot of track time that the other boys have got an advantage over Phil. So Phil's still just trying to find his feet here while Troy Cieslawski is trying to defend against Eric Chandra. That's Luke Tolhurst after that early accident catching the back of this lot as well. So Pedro 2.5 seconds out ahead of Scott Flack here in the Mercedes A45. Sarkis sticking with him. He wants that position. He wants that podium. Frederick's had a P6 and a P4, so P3 would be really good for him at the moment for the latter part of the round. We do have 2 more races after this. So it's Pedro Gomez crossing the line, taking us into lap 4. Scott Flack, Frederick Sarkis, James Sarkis, Braden Pritchard. And here comes Phil Whiteman. Oh, Eric getting balked there, went on the inside, carrying too much speed. Almost collected the back of Phil, but his reflexes got him through and avoiding a massive accident. Just see what tyres these guys are on, because I can see a couple of different compounds here. So there are different compounds for these boys. A lot of the boys on softs, I did see Braden Pritchard and Phil Whiteman on the yellow compound, which is the mediums. So they should last them a bit longer. Although Braden's not got the pace on those mediums to make a dent and catch the leaders in this race for race 3. So it's Pedro, Flack, Sarkis, Pritchard. Missing Matthew Pritchard tonight. They're all starting to spread out now. Some battles here, Chandra and Whiteman. Although Chandra's moved up ahead of Whiteman, and Cieslawski will want to chase down Phil Whiteman as well. Taking it nice and easy through that corner. Oh, Luke Tolhurst locking up, going straight ahead there onto the dirt. We saw him go onto the screen. There he is, just getting back on the circuit. And this is Luke Tolhurst on our full motion simulators here at Entertainment Park in Bankstown, New South Wales. Open to the public to join in. If you ever want to join in, definitely get in touch and say you want to race on the next one. You can see the triple 43-inch screens here, given a full-scale simulation. Okay, back up the front with Pedro Gomez. Oh, looks like we've got Eric Chandra and Braden Pritchard. So Braden really struggling on those mediums. You see the yellow banded tyres there. He's lost a few seconds to Eric Chandra, overtaking him. A full 3-second difference between the two, and that's why he's conceded that position to Eric Chandra, moving up into P5 with Braden slotting back into P6. This won't be good for his championship. He's had a third and a second, Braden, and so he's wanting to capitalise by posting another great result, but he's fallen back into P6. But fortunately for him, Eric Chandra's just a position ahead, so it won't make too much of a difference if he can capitalise on the next two races. Phil Whiteman's starting to come back in the fold as well now. Oh, Braden just locking up those tyres, and Phil Whiteman now. Oh, just coming across. Manages to hold. Braden probably didn't see him there as he took the corner early. But they live to fight another lap. Pedro Gomez from Brazil out in front, P1 at the moment with a 5.5 second gap to Scott Flack in P2. Doesn't really have an answer for Pedro at the moment. Really strong in the rear-wheel drive Subaru Levorg. Probably the car of choice for this circuit. Not having to worry about the front end steering. Holding up with the 50 degrees Celsius track temps at the moment. So then we got Frederick Sarkis keeping Scott honest. Like if Scott makes a little mistake, Frederick will be right up there. And he's on the soft compound as well. Cousin James Sarkis is comfortable in P4, but here comes Eric Chandra with 1 and a bit laps to go. He's cutting the field at the moment. He is Eric Chandra. His last lap was a 152 flat with James Sarkis ahead of 153.1, so a full second difference. There's just about a second difference here on track. It's times are showing 2, but that's going to reduce by the last corner. Eric really loving the back end of this race here. That gap's definitely within 1 second, so watch this space. Last lap now as Pedro's taking us through. So the gap to James Sarkis now is 1.1, but we can see that's even lower again. We won't know until we cross the next sector what the gaps are. Look at that, that's half a second now. So we're in the sector 2. And if you're wondering why we haven't got the track map, we're using live races. And if you're familiar with live races, unfortunately they've had to shut down operations. But we do thank them for their hard work over the last 10 years that we've been using it. It's sad to see it go, but hope he moves on to bigger, better things. And thank you very much for all your work, liveraces.com. But we should have a track map ready for you for the next round. As James Sarkis protecting the line, where's Pedro? He's going to come across the line, but the battle's back here. Oh, I heard someone go off. Who was that? Is that Frederick Sarkis just in time? He's managed to get back in, and Eric coming around. James Sarkis, but Pedro, here we go. 3 from 3. Scott Flack very close behind him. Then it's Frederick crossing the line, and that'll be Eric and James Sarkis. That leaves Troy Zaslowski ahead of Braden Pritchard. Is really suffering on that last race there. But he manages to hold Phil Whiteman in 8th. Luke Tolhurst, unfortunately, couldn't recover from that earlier accident. Finishes in P9. Race revolts for race 3. Pedro Gomez in P1, Scott Flack P2, Frederick Sarkis pretty solid up front in P3. Eric Chancher fought his way back hard and well deserved for P4 ahead of James Sarkis. Troy Jaslowski, Braden Pritchard, Phil Whiteman in 7, Luke Tolhurst. Looks like Troy and Braden finishing the same, but I think it was Troy and then Braden. And then Phil Whiteman, Luke Tolhurst in P9.
Tahir, tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
what I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is,
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
what I really want to say about this place is,
Just say it!
it's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahir says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
There is nothing like the mountain, the speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000, and now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each oak barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia.
Okay, welcome back. Race 4 it is. We lost one of the drivers, trying to remind him, hey mate, we've got 2 more races to go. Race is not over yet. Well, the night's not over yet, and he's won 3 in a row, so only deserved that he comes back and finish off the night. Okay, race 4, another 7-lap race. It's Frederick Sarkis, Luke Tolhurst, Phil Whiteman, James Sarkis, your top 4. Off we go, race 4. Watch the cars spread out as they sprint down for the line. The Subaru up the middle, trying to gain as many positions as he can, starting from the back of the field. Will it get everyone under brakes? It's 4 wide. It's not going to go. Oh, and everyone's all over the place. We'll see how they turn out. Oh, it's going to come across. Frederick Sarkis getting pulled along. His cousin James just trying to point him back in the right direction. That's Braden Pritchard out in front now. See what happened to Phil Whiteman up the back here. Oh, I think we just got clipped here coming around the corner. Trojanslawski coming across. He's keeping a straight line, or just slightly in front of the other two, and that's game over. So we're back live now. Chandra out in front. Oh, Cieslawski out wide there. This is the front of the race. That's Pritchard, Tolhurst, Chandra, Flack. Tolhurst in the middle of it now as he's trying to defend P4, P3. That's Pritchard and Chandra out in front. And this is on board with Luke Tolhurst in the pink mobile. He's got cars in his windscreen, cars in his revision mirror. And here comes Scott Flack getting bigger in the revision mirror now into turn 1. So race up now, still Braden Pritchard leading the pack. Chasing down Braden Pritchard out in front. Where's Gomez? He's got 3 races from 3. He's currently P5 at the moment. Just getting caught out by leaving the server early, but he's back just in time for race 4. We'll just check if Braden's changed the tyre compound for this race. Yes, he has. We're all on soft tyres now. Black trying to get around Tolhurst now. He's also got Gomez right behind him, so he's got to look out. Will he go up the inside? He's going to go out wide, trying to cut across the inside as Tolhurst outbrakes himself. But no, Tolhurst doing a great job, still there at the exit. Blackie gaining, but not enough to take the next right-hander. Full speed as Tolhurst manages to keep it on the black stuff for now. Learnt from race 3. Chandra, fastest lap of the race now, 1:49.8. But that's just faster than Braden Pritchard out in front with a 1:48.9. 1:49.9, I should say. Oh, here's Pedro putting pressure on now. Starting to warm up the rear tyres. This is where he's most dangerous as Flack's up the inside of Tolhurst. Too wide through there. Tolhurst going wide. Probably getting the momentum for the drag. Oh, and just losing a spot to Pedro. One of the strengths of the Subaru. Watch him go up the inside. Black's got to capitalise here as he tries to take the inside, but Tolhurst has cut that line off as well. Very smart drive from Luke there. And who's that? That's James Sarkis and Frederick Sarkis down the back. This is for the lead up the front now. Side by side, Pritchard's going to defend as hard as he can. He's got Chandra on one of the sides here. Oh, just a bit of a bump here. Now Pedro's making it 3 and we're almost got a 5-way battle. This is great racing from the boys. Tolhurst still up there, want to get up the inside of Chandra. Braden's still out in front, under pressure from Pedro Gomez. That's 5 in a row as they cross the line for lap 4. 3 more laps to go. Scott Flack at the back of this pack. I'm sure the Sarkises wish they were as part of this. On board with Eric Chandra now, chasing down Pedro, or at least trying to stay with him. They've got to do all this racing, protect their line and protect their tyres. As we mentioned before, it's 50-degree track temperature at the moment. So playing a huge factor in the race results so far. Braden Pritchard choosing to go with mediums the race before, but it definitely was not the tyre choice for these races. Oh, can Chandra go up the inside of Pedro, or at least put pressure on and force a mistake from Pedro Gomez? Gomez trying to come up strong on Pritchard, but Pritchard closed the gap there. Tolhurst again from P4. Just watching the battle out in front, waiting for a mistake so he can capitalise, but he's also got Scott Flack trying to get through him as well. Oh, he's on the grass. Can he manage to hold on? Oh, yes, he does. He brings it over. He closes in on the top 3. Can Pritchard defend against Chandra? He's got to come up the inside, not let Chandra make the late move, which he does. But Chandra, oh, and he slowed down the exit so Chandra couldn't come across or make the switch. And he's going to come up the inside again if he's going to protect that line, yes. We saw James and Frederick Sarkis do that in the races before, so Braden's doing the same thing again. Really tempted to go wide there to get a good exit on that corner, but not if you got cars right behind you. Back on board with Eric Chandra now behind Braden Pritchard. Pritchard just taking it easy. Got to protect that inside line. Here he comes. Chandra's going to push him into the zone, past the braking zone. But it looks like Pritchard's broken even earlier than that to compensate for that. Looking to see where Gomez is. Gomez really fighting for this one as well. And here comes Scott Flack up the back. Oh, Pedro trying to get a big launch out of the corner. On board with Scott Flack now with the top 3 in front of him. Chandra's just going wide. That's going to allow Pedro in. Oh, a bit of a bump there as he tries to get back on track. This is how hard they're working. Deep under brakes, down in second gear, maybe first. Oh, really burning up the front there. He lost a lot of time there, Scott Flack. Chancher trying right around the outside now. Braden covering that off as well. Will he get enough momentum? He's got to come up the inside. Oh, a bit of a bump there too. The track really tightening up. Pedro's going to go for the both of them. But Braden's come across just in time. Scott Flack right on the tail of these once again. Oh, Flack choosing which way he wants to go. He's just taking it easy. There's 2 laps to go. He won't put the pressure on now. He won't let him know that he's there. The other 3 just concentrating on staying out in front. They probably don't know Scott Flack's right behind him. He's not protecting the line. He's kept it open. Oh, Pedro getting it on Pritchard, and Pritchard taking the inside line. Now on board with Chandra chasing Pritchard. Currently in P3. Will he come up the inside? Pritchard's locking up those tyres. Oh, this is how close the racing is. Got the New South Wales plates on. Pritchard just throwing it into that corner. And look at this, there's Scott Flack. Right, coming up to the last lap now. Pritchard's still up in P2. Flack getting a better run here. These two are battling it out outside. Let's hope they don't come across in the nose of Scott Flack. Flack taking it nice and wide there. Staying out of trouble. We saw the last race where 3 of them come together down the main straight. Chandra trying every line he can, but there's no room out there. Flack may get the inside line if he stays close to Pritchard. But he's going to take the inside line here. That's 1 position. He needs to take it out wide to make sure he sticks that position. And that was Flack up 1. Will Chandra get back up the inside here? It looks like he's got the momentum. That's 2 wide here. Flack's on the inside. You can see him just there in the SimHaus A45 getting a better launch there. Taking that position back from Scott Flack. Oh, great racing up the front here. Pedro's stretching out 2.3 seconds now. But this is a battle for 2nd place. Pritchard just nursing that car, making sure he protects that line, holds the line and not making any mistakes. And he's doing a great job of it. This is the last lap of the race. So Pedro will probably make it 4 from 4. Clean sweep is getting ready, but these guys are getting desperate to... Oh, Chandra getting forced wide. Scott Flack, can he get the 2? He's got to keep the inside. It's almost 3 wide, but now Flack's on the inside for the next right-hander. Pritchard's going to take that early, so it's going to be flat chat. We'll stay with this. We know Pedro's going to take the finish line, but who's going to get 2nd place? It's always been a tight finish to the end, and this race is no different. It's going to be Pedro, Flack, Pritchard, and Chandra. That's the finish. Fantastic finish there. James Sarkis crossing the line. Luke Tolhurst dropping a spot in 6. Now Frederick Sarkis, Troy Jaslowski, and Phil Whiteman. Okay, so fantastic racing there. I hope you guys enjoyed it there at home. Quickly show you the results before we get to race 5. Last race of the night. So it's Pedro Gomez, Scott Flack taking it ahead of Braden Pritchard, Eric Chandra, all together for the entire race there. 7 laps. Great job. Then it was James Sarkis, Luke Tolhurst, and Frederick Sarkis after that earlier incident from the front row. Finishes P7, then it was Troy Cieslawski, Phil Whiteman. Alright, one more race to go, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We'll set the grid and we'll be back right after these messages.
Entertainment Park has so much to it.
And we are proud to announce that we have joined forces with this incredible place. They've got simulation cars.
You can choose your own car like a Formula One.
Or V8 supercars, and you can choose your own track. I love the mountain. I'm king of the mountain. Not Mount Jewett, Mount Panorama.
Plus, there's an incredible go-kart track. No fumes, no smell.
And it's got a booster button too.
These booster buttons, unlike a video game, they're real. I'll catch you. Beat your fastest lap. Challenge your friends.
Have a feed at the cafe with an unbelievable menu. What? Dessert, coffee, and of course, a fully licensed bar.
10-pin bowling, video games, skills testers, laughs, play area, chill out areas in lounges, DJs and fun music.
It's safe, friendly, and plenty of parking. But some people drive to the city for that.
That's stupid.
Book now at entertainmentpark.com.au. Not just for kids.
There is nothing like the mountain, the speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000, and now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each oak barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia.
Okay, welcome back. Race 5, I should say, last one of the evening. The boys getting ready. Pretty hyped about that race. Very close racing. One more 7-lap race. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us. Make sure you hit that like button or the thumbs up. Like and subscribe. Even share it to your mates if you enjoyed the racing and think everyone else would enjoy it as well. Here we go, last race of the night. Oh, a lot of wheel spin here. Pedro Gomez really lining up the rears, going nowhere, but Chantra's got the track to himself. Tolhurst in P2. Scott Fleck up on the inside. Will he get an early position as he moves up? The boys getting through turn 1 really well, and out they go through turn 2, 3 and 4. Pedro slipping down the back from mid-pack, but we've seen he's got 4 race wins already out of 4 races. Can he make it 5? Chantra racing out the front here now. The boys should be... Oh, Braden just getting caught up in the grass there. I think you've earned the Jim's Mowing Award. Okay, James Sarkis in P3 now, defending against Scott Flack, who's lost a couple of positions. Luke Tolhurst from Entertainment Park in P2. There he is. This is how he's doing it on our 4Motion simulator. He's got James Sarkis, Scott Flack right behind him as well. Braden Pritchard further back, so too Frederick Sarkis and Pedro Gomez. Oh, Luke Toll getting swamped there. Just saw him locking up under brakes. The other's a bit stronger in that section, but he knows he can stay with him. Here we go, Scott Flack. Oh, under brakes, a lot stronger, Scott. Gets the inside line. Will he hold it or will he lose it back to James Sarkis? Because the next corner said, oh, he's come over, but Sarkis has forced the issue. Scott's just going to hold with him and protect the tyres because he's got Tolhurst coming back on his rear now. It's lap 2. Scott thought about it, but he decided not to. Saved it for the next race. Here comes Braden Pritchard up behind Tolhurst as well in P5. Frederick Sarkis just dropping off the back there. So it's Chandra out in front. How far has he got? He's got 3 seconds up the road. Ahead of James Sarkis, his top position. Here it is. This is a battle for P2. It's going to be 4 cars for P2 very soon. Scott Flack round the outside. James taking that really nicely. And that looked like Frederick Sarkis going straight ahead there. Out-broke himself in that one. Scott Flack trying every side of the car to get around. He's forced James to go tight. 5 laps to go and Scott Flack's going to drag. It's no slipstream. He's just going to show the nose up the inside. Put pressure on James to come over, and that's exactly what he's going to do, but he won't be able to come over enough. And Braden's just setting up this corner to collect one of them if he can. He went wide to get a good exit, but wasn't to be. But he's definitely closed the gap here, and so too Tolhurst moving up on the back as well. Make it a 4-way for P2. There's Eric Chandra just going through for HM Engineering, racing from Indonesia. That's James up the inside. Braden's capitalising on any mistake, any one that goes through. He's going to follow, making it a 2-position loss for whoever misses out. Looks like Scott's got it done on Blackie here. We're on board with Braden Pritchard, our series sponsor from Interflow Plumbing, trying to go around the inside, cutting back on the in. But James covering that off as well. This is where the action is under this early braking zone. Oh, Braden Scott may lose the back here, but Braden up on the in. So it's Flack, Pritchard, Sarkis and Tolhurst flying through that right-hander. Deep under brakes, Pritchard. Just a little bump there with Scott Flack and that'll upset the car. Now it's another drag race. We're back on board with Luke Tolhurst now. Watching the whole 3. Look how far they're spread out down the main straight on lap 4. It's 3 wide so far. James is eyeing off, but the others are too strong under braking. Black was in position to cut back across. And you're watching it. Oh, Luke's watching it all unfold in front. He's trying to go wide, but he's outbroke himself. Get back on there, mates. So Flack losing a couple of positions. Braden up into P2. Chandra 7 seconds up the road. Too strong for this race. He's going to foil a clean sweep from Pedro Gomez. HM Engineering driver from Indonesia. Very strong in race 5. A few mixed results, but he's definitely been up the front end. The top half of each race, so he might be banking P2 for the round. Then it's Braden Pritchard, and here's the exciting part of the race. Still 3 cars for P2. Scott Flack up the inside of James Sarkis. No, he doesn't get it done, but he takes the inside. Don't know how he did that. James took a while to get the car to turn, and Scott was there. Take the position. We're on board with James Sarkis now. Back in P4. Down the main straight. The gap's opening up now. Tolhurst falling off the back, and here comes Pedro. I forgot about Pedro Gomez all the way down the back in P6. So he struggled down the back. I'm not too sure if he's coming through now, but maybe he's had some off tracks there. Really costing him, but has he got enough time to catch anyone else up the road? He's got Luke Tolhurst to get through before he can make a move on the other 3. And here he comes up on the inside. And that's Pedro up into P5. Luke falling back into P6 now. Frederick Sarkis all the way behind. And where's Troy Cieslowski? There he is, racing from Queensland, back in P8. So Flack's coming back up on a Pritchard now. We know earlier he took it easy in the first few laps, and that's where you really damage your tyres in the front-wheel drive cars. So will this give him a lot more grip and a lot more corner exit for the last 2 laps of this race? Taking another P2. That'll be the 3rd P2 that he takes. In fact, that might bring him up into the podium and the prize money for the round. Oh, is he going to stick it up the inside? No, he's going to go around the outside, get a good run through here. He knows he can get a good exit. He's on the gas early, letting it go out wide. Pritchard is there to block the hole. 2 laps to go. This is the second last lap of the race. Yeah. So Chandra out to an 8.3 second lead, and this is the battle for P2. Scott Flack up on the inside. Watch this. Oh, he doesn't get, but here comes Pedro Gomez flying up through the field here. His last lap was a 150, and the other boys are doing 152s, so he's definitely putting the gap on. Flack's trying all he can to get past Braden Pritchard, but we know how strong Pritchard is holding his position. He's going to come back up on the inside. Cut back up on the inside. No, he's going to stay out there. He's got the run down the straight. He'll have position. As side by side they go wide. Scott Flack, who's stronger under brakes. Oh, Pritchard's just caught it wide. So that's Flack up into P2. Braden just back in. Oh, here comes Pedro. Wanting to get past Braden as well. So Flacky's just got to hold it out for one more lap. He can do it. He's just gone wide there, so he's given a lot of time. Pedro too strong on the exit of the corners here. And he's going to get that position on Braden. I can't believe, like in the last 2 laps or so, Pedro's just cutting through the field. At least 2 to 3 seconds faster than the other two. The top 3, I should say. But is there enough for Scott Flack? Can Scott Flack protect that line? I think the last corner will be the telltale. So giving credit to Eric Chandra coming through the last few corners at the back end of the circuit. But the race is on here for Pedro to chase down Scott Flack and pass for P2. Braden Pritchard just settling into 4, so too Sarkis into 5, and Frederick up into 6 as well. Luke Torres just falling back into P7 ahead of Troy Cieslawski. Oh, this is going to be tight, ladies and gentlemen. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Pedro from Brazil or Scott Flack from New South Wales? A few more corners to go and it's all over. Oh. Pedro's advantage is the exit speed, so Scott's just got to protect that and balk a smooth exit for Pedro. Just see where Eric is. We'll go back to P2. And this is where the difference is going to be. Oh, Scott Flack's doing enough at the moment to protect. He's got 2 more corners to go. Just stick it in flat, protect the inside line, otherwise Pedro's going to come in. Oh, he's done and and there it is. Pedro's gone up, so that's Chandra crossing the line. Pedro getting it just ahead of Scott Flack. Last corner. Congratulations to him. He definitely deserved that one. And Sarkis just ahead of Luke Tolhurst and Troy Cieslawski. So tight finish for the boys there. Fantastic job and fantastic racing all night from these boys. They've got to be happy with that. Wow. All piling up down the bottom. So to close out, it was Eric Chandra taking the win for race 5 ahead of a very fast charging Pedro Gomez in P2. Scott Flack didn't have enough tyres to hold out that last corner and taking P3. So Braden Pritchard up into 4. Sarkis, James Sarkis ahead of cousin Frederick Sarkis in 5 and 6. That means Luke Tolhurst finishes in 7 with Troy Cieslawski finishing P8. Well, what a night of racing, guys. Best we've seen for a long time, and the boys did really well. Fantastic show they've put on tonight for us. And if you like the racing, make sure you tune in next time. The next race for the British Touring Cars is it'd be Hampton Downs. So this will be another fantastic circuit. I've tried this one and I love it. Can't wait for the boys to get on it. So make sure you tune in on it on the 27th September. Even better still, make sure you're part of the action by registering and getting in the car and getting on track and joining us, being on the stream. Otherwise, just tune in and watch it on your high-def TV using the YouTube app. Our next race will be the Champions League. Now that's in the Porsche 911 of 1979, the big whale tail. And that's going to be a time trial event at Targa Florio, which is an Italian countryside circuit. So great Targa event, that one. So make sure you're part of that one as well. That'll be next Wednesday, the 6th of September. So tune in for that round 6. The next V8 round will be our endurance event, which will be Sandown on the 13th of September. That's going to be one long race, boys. 90 minutes long, double points. So make sure you tune in for that one. And then after that, it'll be our biggest one of the year, Mount Panorama. So stay tuned. All right. So thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. That was round 8 of the British Touring Cars for 2023 at Kyalami. Make sure you tune in again, and we'll see you on the next one.